beautifully.
It feels like home when you look at this lineup as a Counter-Strike fan. It kind of feels like home. But I think we're actually in the game, so maybe if we can switch over to the match. I think the pistol started, so we can jump straight into that one. It's currently a 4 versus 3 in favor of G2, and
there we go. There we go.
We've got the bomb making its way down secret, but you always have the option if you take over vents to go back up and juke the CTs out of position completely, which is what has happened. JW is not really going to be able to do too much, and now it's on Flusher's shoulders to try to find some kind of a remedy to this. Otherwise, well, it's just an awful situation, and there's actually nothing he can do. So G2 will start off with the victory on the pistol. On the T side, it's always going to be fun to have a strong economic lead at the beginning with your T side.
How do you know the maps?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about the veto just yet. I'm not sure what the second and third map is, but I'm pretty confident this is G2's pick, given that they are starting on the T side, and this has been a home map for them in general.
Yeah.
Let's guess the maps. Can we try to see what the maps would be? The guess. I mean, you probably already know.
I actually haven't. I actually don't know what the second and third are.
So obviously Nuke's first one. I think the second one.
I found out what
I think the second one probably would be Train.
That's a good guess.
That's a good guess. They both like the maps. And then the third one would be like an Inferno.
That's also a good guess, but the second map is Train, which is Fnatic's pick, and then the third will be Mirage. So again, one of those nice decider, neutral maps that everyone should, everyone knows at this point. There are some varieties in playstyle still on Mirage, which is why the map is still quite balanced, in my opinion. Oh, all right. Good anti-eco, it looks like, for G2 here. Getting down lower.
Clearing out all the angles methodically.
Yes.
Don't get cheesed and don't let your teammate die. You know, that's like #1 priority. Got to be a team player. Cover their backs. Otherwise, you scum.
Nice shots by Brolan. And
so good, man.
Just as Maui said, it's definitely a really good anti-force by in this instance kind of protocol by G2. There's a couple common options, I would say. I think one of the favorite ones I think is trying to like build outside control into heaven control in terms of an anti-force buy, and you have this kind of secret push as well that exists. And again, if you do get control of vents and have a lurk who is playing around lobby or squeaky, which is also really important because in those anti-force buy rounds, having someone that can kind of protect lobby gives you a lot of info in the mid round. Then you can kind of do what we just saw there, where G2 were able to kind of be able to make the decision to go back up into the upper bomb site. So Nuke's an interesting one because in terms of anti-ecos, anti-force buys, it's not as straightforward as some of the other maps. There's a lot more kind of danger, I would say, that you have to kind of figure out how to deal with as a team.
Nice kill from Brolin, but Fnatic not looking as likely to take this one off of the back of that. Flusha and Golden are on nothing but USPs. Crims is in a good position right now towards the decontamination room, but it doesn't look like G2 is too interested in challenging him right there. However, a lot of these Fnatic players are in position to contest Amanek at least, but Amanek is making quick work of them. Crims from that position does find one, and JW will do some damage as well. This is actually getting a little scary, and I'm sure that was a few more casualties than G2 would have liked to see in a round such as that.
So I'm wondering what kind of game plan G2 has. So the first 3 rounds were pretty much at the start was like either ramp or outside take. So I'm wondering if they're going to keep trying to condition Fnatic to maybe play a certain way for this gun round, or will they keep it in the outside kind of pressure to lower? Because I think the idea is to kind of make Fnatic have a person outside, maybe a fast rotator, just really open up a ramp and possibly outside depending on what they see.
Looks like Flusha will be the one who is contested at ramp. Generally a very cautious player, one who is very good at staying alive and using his utility there. And he'll just fall off. He gives up this position to G2, but at the same time, G2 lost a couple of players, and Flusha, continuing to back off, will keep himself alive for quite a long time. This will buy a lot of time for rotations. What can he find on top of that? 2 kills is what it is. And the bomb is down at his feet. Golden there, and great stuff from Fnatic to bounce back in that first gun round.
Wow, yeah, G2 really couldn't find any of the kills that they needed there. That was really well played by Fnatic. We'll have to see if G2 can find any way to bounce back here. It was unfortunate for them. They didn't manage to find a bomb plant. That would have been extremely helpful, but in terms of the money. But Fnatic, yeah, they're looking really steady. And the CT side of Fnatic, that again, like historically speaking, there's just so much to go off of, so much data, so many games they've played. One thing I've learned about Fnatic is if they do truly, if they really want it, they can play incredibly good CT sides with very limited resources. They're a team that's very good at playing in very random spots. They're just very intuitive players in that sense. Very good at reading the situation very quickly. And I think, as you noted, Maui, Flusha is the perfect player to delay if you need anyone to do that. And a quick upper hit, and it's going to work out for 2 fast entries. I think they really caught them off guard with the pacing there. They might even have a chance to win this round at this point.
3v3. Molly already comes out. JW using that before any of his teammates can really capitalize. Ominek's position outside was an interesting one, but now that it's been spotted out, he has to play a much more passive game here. He's waiting on the other side of Mini. Flusha is aware of his position, but this is several fights on multiple fronts simultaneously, and it looks like Fnatic is getting the better of most of them, but Nexa still remains here at the squeaky door position. He's now pushed out of it. The bomb tap has come out, and on it will be JW, but a good fake there as JW is finally able to take him down. Wow, that was...
It was really close.
Yeah, that was incredibly close.
And I
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I like what G2 kind of did that round. They kind of baited JW to rotate to ramp, and then they snuck out upper. On a map like Nuke, you really have to be super precise on when to attack bomb sites, or at least choke points, because CTs can be anywhere. It's a fast CT rotate map, and so you have to bait almost like a pump fake one spot of the map and then take over another choke point while in that moment of rotation. It takes a lot of teamwork and coordination to also pull that off. Brilliant by G2.
And Fnatic, finding themselves in a position where they did lose a lot of money in that previous round, so they've got to be quite careful. They don't get reset too early here as they try to get some headway into this one. It's also never comfortable as the CT side to concede the pistol, and then the other team just has 2 or 3 rounds just right at off the bat on the T side of Nuke. But what a position here from Golden. They will go for the check here, so it's very responsible from Ominek, and it's just a dink really. If there's going to be an HE follow-up that could possibly connect with him to finish him off, but so that Molly's gone too deep indeed. That's unfortunate. JW's found a kill somehow through the smoke.
For a smoke glitch, or just saw his
Guess
angles?
that makes up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the second Molotov that JW's thrown that has kind of missed its mark just a little bit. You can see not the same level of comfort from Fnatic just yet on Nuke that we have been seeing on really every other map thus far. The other molly that stood out to me was the one where he was trying to molly off the planter in the last round, but again threw it too far. Good molly though towards the opposite vent will force Crims out of position. Nexa taking the one-on-one duel and winning it, and that'll actually cause G2 to rotate on towards upper. Brolin with just 2 HP has to be the anchor here. He finds one, looking for more, drops on top of the hut, but Ominek is quick to take him down.
Now Flusha creeps in for the clutch, and he may have a small window of opportunity here as they go for the bomb plant. He gets the first frag. There's still one more to find though, and it's all about guessing game. Great reaction from Flusha. He didn't take a lick of damage there, in fact, and that's going to be Flusha now collecting that AWP, I would imagine, and very important rounds won by Fnatic there. Although, it's not going to slow down anytime soon from G2 because sure they lost the round, but they got the bomb plant, and their loss bonus is growing.
So that's pretty good comms by Fnatic because Flusha knew 2 people were behind the site, so whoever called that on Fnatic, if there was a call, it's a pretty good play because he kills one right there. Would you expect a second person like right after that kill?
Yeah,
after the
that's a good
ultimate?
point. That's a good point.
So I don't know what Khan was,
He was totally locked in on that
Yeah.
position.
Yeah,
He knew
yeah.
for sure that second person was there.
And those little small calls make a huge difference. Obviously, as we saw right there, you didn't have to look anywhere else.
Ooh. Let's go. Get the shotgun out. It's this is classic. I think it makes me think of Swag actually. Funnily enough, I think because he was such a in the early days he was such a phenom from those positions with around the heart with that shotty.
So was Hiko. Hiko's
Yeah,
also known for a lot of that too on this, especially on this map. Yeah, upper nuke.
Yeah.
Hiko shotgun.
Oh, that couldn't have been worse timing. Oh, that's unfortunate for him, but hey, maybe his teammates can salvage the situation. Golden will drop down. He takes a bullet straight to the face. The Tech-9s have been seeing great usage recently, and the Crims will slide on by, get taken down, but JW is there to keep things honest. However, the money's really getting battered for Fnatic. They're losing a lot of players in these rounds that they're winning.
Yeah, Tech-9's annoying. It's so annoying.
What do you think it says that both of the players famous for using the auto shotty towards Hut now play a different game entirely?
Well, it happens, I guess, right? It happens. People love shotguns. The shotguns in that game's not too great. Actually, no, it's underrated. I'm gonna say underrated.
In Valorant?
You had to say it,
Dude,
didn't
they're OP, man.
you? They're
The
pretty.
judge.
The judge. Don't get judged.
The judge is pretty nasty, especially if you
It's-
have good movement.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Spicy.
Because you can get close very fast.
And, well, I mean, I would like to see Flusher just using weird guns because
Yeah.
he likes to do that on, sometimes. I don't know if it's like a mood thing
Yeah.
or what it is with Flusher, but it's definitely amazing to watch because it's got to be a bit tilting as well when someone could have bought a rifle, but they're straight wrecking you with an MP9. But either way, we're back into it. And again, G2, they've been losing rounds, but they've been doing a lot of damage in these rounds. They've been getting the bombs planted as well. So Fnatic are definitely on the edge. They've spent basically all of their money to have a buy here, and it's not even. I don't think they even had full utility at the beginning of the round. So looks like G2 will take a slower approach. We get those cross smokes finally landing, and G2 really playing a slow pace on this one.
Yeah, they really expect some kind of aggression from Fnatic, it seems like. The pace that they've taken into a lot of these rounds has involved quite a bit of sitting around and waiting that Fnatic do push into them. Good upper exec comes out to do a lot of damage, but G2 isn't there to capitalize just yet. In fact, they're wrapping towards Secret right now, and is there a Fnatic player in place to defend this? I actually don't think there's anyone on this lower bomb site right now, so this is a huge play fake from G2 right now. They actually have completely secured the site. They've only lost a single player, so the retake is on with a man disadvantage.
Yeah, this is really smart stuff. And I wonder if this is just about their map preparation specifically for the way that Fnatic make their rotations. But we have JW here with the AWP trying to get through these choke points. See, they're pretty awkward to get through, but they're both clear from utility for now. As Jax will be able to take down Golden. His position is revealed. That's a nice double, though, from Jax. That goes a long way, especially now that Hunter's able to survive with 1 HP. And it's going to be up to Brolan to try to find a way to salvage this. But Kenny, with the angle, will be able to close things down and yeah, that's one of those things where I'm thinking, like, have they watched some demos and seen like maybe some predictable rotations based on certain things that Fnatic see, and realize that they could exploit that, or how did they come upon that particular play?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I would assume so, and also the rotation from Brolin was oddly late in that round. If he was able to come out decon earlier, Jax would never have been able to find that 2K. So I'm a little curious as to what was going on with that Fnatic retake. But
I really liked that last round by G2. It was an outside fake into a lurk, into an upper fake, to an outside take without tossing any more nades. And it just baited Fnatic 2 times in terms of, all right, no one's outside. Let's watch like ramp or upper pop. And as soon as they saw those Molotovs in the upper, that baited the rotations. And then outside was pretty much, they just walked outside the lower and took down lower. It's just very calculated and very well executed.
Yeah, very well executed. They definitely had Fnatic out of position in that one. That's really what Nuke is all about, just having the right rotations and having proper info so that the right players can be in the right places. And Fnatic just not ready for that.
Well, it's just pistols mostly, except this lone SMG on, well, on Crims. But we have seen some crazy shenanigans with these Eagles from Fnatic on a somewhat regular basis. So we'll see if they can accomplish something here. It's not looking good so far, and G2 are pretty aware, I think, of the money situation. Obviously, now they, of course, certainly are. But the way that they've maneuvered around this map does suggest that they are quite aware of the situation, playing it accordingly, and systematically they are picking off these Fnatic players one by one, and now it's just Crims remaining. So G2, they're in a very solid position. And if you consider how strong the rounds that they have won when Fnatic were buying, how strong those rounds actually looked, and the diversity of those rounds too. They were throwing a lot of different stuff at Fnatic. It kind of feels like G2's playbook is going to do them a lot of favors in this half, and we may see a pretty big scoreline from them. It feels like Fnatic need to find a way to somehow switch the gears a little bit.
I think I know what they should do.
What do they need to do, Eric?
I think they should put the outside person in CT spawn to watch like any outside to heaven. They need to play 2 people upper, 1 ramp, and 1 fast ramp / lower rotator. So if the outside guy spots ramp, he goes straight to lower, or at least someone else covers ramp, and then play off that. I think that'd be a good start.
Oh, wow. Cool little setup from Fnatic. Does a lot of damage. 3 kills in this round with just USPs. Crims unable to find anything more than that, but we'll see if that play comes into place. Eric's given Fnatic the blueprint here. Have they been able to hear him?
CT spawn is very important because it allows the outside person to kind of hold outside without being pushed back, because people know so many smokes and flashes to take outside, to take stairs, to take mini, like whatever. So it's not always the best idea to play that pushed up. You know, sometimes you just got to give it up and just let your teammates know.
Well, looks like we're seeing something much more quick from the likes of Kenny at the very least here for G2 as he looks to try to find a pick outside with the AWP. And he's going to be gifted that JW. Well, I shouldn't say gifted. That was a pretty legit prediction there from Kenny S to check Hell and the lockers. And he's going to go for some more as he presses all the way down Secret. And that's certainly going to cause a lot, well, a ruckus. And
oh,
that's the bomb, though. That's the problem. The bomb alone in lobby, that's not a good look. For all of Kenny's good work, there could be some serious obstacles in the way now with that bomb down in lobby, guarded by the 2 remaining CTs. They are in a 2v4, though, so it's certainly going to be difficult for them. Brolon's trying to find a way to make a play. He might find a great timing, and that's 2. He will find a 3rd one, and that's really good information from Crims. I think he did really as well as you could expect. Crims will get it. Oh! I was about to say he's going to get a free one, but obviously not. Kenny is just going to smash him with the barrel of the gun.
He just whipped him with it.
Yeah, that was sexy stuff from Kenny. What a round from Kenny. He's really on point so far here today.
So if JW had an AWP in that situation, the round would be a lot different, 'cause Kenny kind of just ran around and did his own thing. So I hope JW or someone will pick up an AWP. They need an AWP against G2. Even though it's Kenny S, you have to AWP against G2. You can't just 5 rifle against that, you know? You just you need a point and click from far away, make him miss.
Make him sweat a little bit. Yeah, this is already looking like a great half from G2, though. 7 rounds and probably will be an 8th. Can never count Fnatic out on these kinds of rounds, however. But G2 has been doing very thorough work on most of these anti-ecos, although Golden does pick up 1 to start things off, and Flesh is in a great position to choke G2 out of a lot of their options here. And because of his position, Fnatic can likely rotate around this. They know that they aren't going down secret and that they have to, pretty much just have to scale towards heaven at this point, or maybe go through mini at best. And so Fnatic should be able to fortify their A defense because of that, given those are the only 2 options for G2.
Yeah, this could be a pretty strong opportunity for Fnatic with that pick and a little bit of damage from the Jags. Golden, we've seen a lot of crazy shots from him with these Deagles. Well, this is difficult. This is very difficult. Golden, he really desperately wants that headshot. If he just gets one kill, that makes such a big difference. JW is unable to find a way to punish whilst Golden's holding their attention. Oh. He's on the ladder. This is really awkward. Oh, no! JW. Oh, he tried to make a sneaky play there, but alas, it was not to be. It's a good effort from Fnatic, I suppose, but as you say, Alex, really good half here from G2 there. Look, I mean, even when they were losing rounds, they were making those rounds really painful for Fnatic, making those rounds look very winnable. So they're definitely showing their strength here on Nuke, and it's also really cool to see that they found somewhat of an identity here, because again, it's one of those carryovers I feel like for me with Kenny S, because historically, again, he's just been. He's been the best AWPer in the world at many different points, I would say, in Counter-Strike, on this map in particular. And it's good to see that can carry over as well. We've seen some pretty disgusting stuff from him so far.
Yeah, I remember Nexa and Hunter when they were on Team Crazy. This was, I think, their best map, was Nuke, because I watched some of their demos and copied a lot of their stuff, because they understand this map. They know how it works and how to use it to its full potential. Kenny S there, he still hits a nice shot. Flush getting a little lucky, not dying an off shot, but Kenny S he has great crosshair placement with an amazing flick. And that's really hard to stop.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing as a ramp player, really. Most of the angles you have to play from, you want that information deeper into radio room. And so you do always give the opposition some type of opportunity to take you out with a shot like that. And Flusha is really lucky to even be alive right now. That can easily go wrong, especially when you're playing that headshot angle. That's one of the scariest angles in general to play, on the railing behind that box there, where you're against AKs and ops. Every shot should actually kill you. I'm surprised that Kenny somehow walled him.
Well, Crims looked to meet the push there, and Hardy's not going to be too fortunate. JW, oh, I saw the flick. I saw it about to happen, but it's not to be for JW. And G2 are in a really good position once again. And Fnatic, it's really painful to concede rounds at this point, but in this 2v3 with main smoked off, you just feel like it just feels impossible at this point.
Yeah, this is really tough, especially with Flusha being as low as he is. There's actually good utility on Fnatic that if they knew exactly where to place this, it could have made their lives a lot easier. But at the same time, you want to take that same utility into the next round. G2, this is probably one of the simpler approaches that they've shown thus far, one of the easier looks. I think this was pretty much just an A exec with a couple of Molotovs and flashes to help scale, but I think it was just a mini smoke and some ceiling flashes along with a opposite vent molly. So showing that they have both the long drawn out rounds that involve multiple stages, double fakes, or they could go to something as simple as just an A exec. So this is already in this half a great playbook that anyone could take from if they're interested in just building out their nuke. And
I also like that, with Kenny just trying to make that pick towards ramp, it does kind of feel a little bit default-ish from them there as well, to kind of just see, just one player trying to put some pressure on, but to hold that thought. Fnatic do have a buy here, but it's another fast pace from G2 as they look to get at least one player down Secret. I think that was maybe even spotted by Golden. And he's going to fall back, and rotation will commence. You can see Flusha dropping down ramp as Golden makes his way to replace him in the ramp area. And Crims is also he's also ready to deliver some form of a defense. But the question really is, what did G2 do now? They had a very fast pace initially. Now they're slowing things down a lot, which can really catch teams off guard. And they're all creeping together. This should be quite interesting. Crims with the MP9. He's going to be hard-pressed to find more than a kill. There's a flusher there. Support inside the site. Crims almost gets 2. I think that's a pretty good look, all things considered.
Yeah, it's 199 damage. Omnic down to 1 now, so good stuff. And oh, wow, Hunter with the wallbang to start things off onto that site. That is going to be so frustrating if you're Flusha. But JW's trying to bring it back here, and he just might do that. He finds 2, looking for more. Omnic with that 1 HP is yet to he finds another kill, and now he's tasked with the 1v2, but quickly falls. Good stuff from Fnatic to win that one. I'd say a lot of that is off the back of Crims, who got that early intel, plus almost got 2 kills. He was robbed of it with just 1 damage there, but Fnatic really needed that one. Couldn't go too deep into the hole. I'd still say 6 is not the half you're looking for on the CT side, especially against G2 on their home map. But I mean, it's better than 4, of course.
I still like what G2 did that round, even though they lost. They smoked and took down lower pretty fast, and then they waited for like 15, 20 seconds. A lot of teams will probably, you know, they had Crimson the Vent. He went down there and spotted nothing at first, and so maybe a lot of teams would over-rotate, you know, after not seeing anyone. And so they were playing that. They were playing the peak, no one there, let's go back off or whatever.
Well, 3 versus 3. We often reference how Fnatic are pretty good in these spots. But G2 have been looking really decisive here, and they will decisively move down to the lower bomb site, smashing the glass just to give access to control room, make their presence known. Nice position from Crims to find 1 frag. And that actually goes a long way in a situation where the bomb still needs to be planted. The bomb will go down and the door opens. And again, these 1-for-1s are sort of favoring Fnatic, because now Nex's position is known, but Nex has no idea where his opponent is until the bomb gets tapped. Okay. Oh, it just goes for the duel, and it's going to work out 10-5 at the end of the first half. Fantastic half from G2. But will Fnatic be able to bounce back? It's a question we'll find out after the break. Oh. What's up?
We're here. Hey, guys.
I was in my break position.
We're the break.
Yeah, I haven't shown these glasses on broadcast. Okay, all right.
What is up? We're back, but will Fnatic be back? Can they get back on track as we recommence the game? G2 are looking great on this map so far, but they did also pick up the pistol, so I think just for the sake of seeing a close game, I would love to see Fnatic pick up a pistol. Just gonna show my bias there straight away. See Kenny S going down straight away. Jax! Oh. Nice taps from him, and he's still alive for a moment longer, able to really entertain them. And it's a 3v3. It's all evened up, but the bomb does get planted, and that timer is ticking away, putting the pressure on the CTs as they try to get into retake positions. And they have got control room, so this is always an important step to retaking the bomb site. Nice positions from Golden that really makes life impossible. Just isolated into 1v1. So flashbangs to add insult to injury. Beautiful stuff from Fnatic here. And now Hunter is in a very dangerous position. The smoke might make things interesting though, but Golden puts an end to that.
I know we talked about Kenny S and whatnot, but Jax has seemed like he's just been having highlights every single game for the past couple months. It's been insane aim.
His bursts and just one taps in general are so accurate. It's really fun to watch.
I don't know how he warms up, you know? Well, a little context. Dan and I were talking about how to warm up and, you know, why it takes me 5 hours to get good and not like 30 minutes or something like that. And so I'm just curious in what kind of warm-up regimen these top players have. The 2 hours of death match.
It's all genetics, actually.
Yeah,
it's
get out of here.
No, he literally doesn't do anything. He just has perfect hand-eye coordination all the time.
You make me jealous.
Well, it looks like this will be a solid, clean-cut anti-eco for Fnatic here. G2 are actually in the lower halls right now, So Fnatic overextend. This
Uh-oh.
could get a little bit tricky.
Knife him, please.
What?
Nothing.
There, okay. I was going to say. But
Some knife the other guy.
oh.
Other guy.
Okay.
Well,
This spam coming out. Yep. And G2 looked to save here.
is it a Krieg?
Yeah, Berlin still buys the Krieg. Might have forgot about the nerf. Or at the same time, I've actually seen a couple of players experiment with it still. I think KNG has bought it even after the nerf as well. But it's far and few between. I saw another Opper actually in the scene buy it on an EU team, but can't remember. Can't put my finger on who exactly.
It was like the rate of fire was definitely something that was super OP
Yes.
with it before. It was so crazy. And it's interesting because they could have changed the spray pattern and just added more randomness to it because it was extremely consistent.
Yeah.
And easy to control. And I think that was so it is interesting that they just slowed it down. I think that's like probably the most intuitive way that they could have changed the gun. But so I guess are they only using it scoped in, I suppose?
Tap, tap.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Hunter with that Krieg actually finds 2 kills, a 3rd kill for Hunter somehow.
Oh, no.
Nexa does fall, but it's just Jax now in a 1v1 against Flusha, who has been so good at winning these kinds of clutches for Fnatic. But with such low HP and his options so limited, he has to push Jax. He has to try to take this bomb away from him. It will be really a matter of elimination at this point. Jax swings on out, and he's able to find the kill. G2 stealing around off the back of Hunter finding a nice 3K there.
Because he found a Krieg. That's crazy. That's so interesting. And it's so unfortunate for Flusha too that he's on the UMP there. It's to be expected. I suppose maybe you feel like a sense of security, a full sense of security in dropping the Krieg because it is objectively significantly worse than it used to be. But in this instance, it was quite potent. Oh, awful situation for Fnatic, who are already behind in rounds. I'm curious what their approach is going to be. I'm definitely not confident for Fnatic right now. That's for sure. Especially not with a site such as this. Kenny S on the outside with the orb. The smoke is going to protect Fnatic, though, as they scurry down lower, though.
Nexa, control stairs right now, and that's a very well-timed smoke. Off of the info that he gathered from some other teammates, he's able to place that at such an opportune time. Fnatic, they just want to bust on through it. Nexa, nice nade at the feet of all of these players. That will really soften up these Fnatic terrorists. And they move on forward despite it and are able to find the kill. Jax, though, playing a great off angle at the control windows, is able to return with 1. He drops down at the controls doors. He wants more, and he finds it.
Wow. That's incredible from Jax. That is so nuts, the reactions from him. And Brolan now is in such a difficult position. He's known, being in control. So that's where he got the last kill. And he has to try to find a way to plant the bomb. The time is also an issue. There's only 30 seconds left, so he doesn't have a lot of time to try to maneuver and reset. And as soon as he tries to plant the bomb, the CTs know precisely where he is. So they have a lot of advantages to play with. He does go for the maneuver towards that upper bomb site through the vents, though. And this is something that has been accounted for by G2. And they're going to hear the running now. And the Molotov is perfect. That's going to... Oh, actually, that said, they know he has to commit, so...
Smart play.
Run through that one. So, yeah, that's a pretty solid round. Jax, what a hero play, though. That's insane.
It is, but I want to say the MVP is that nade. Because it hit 4 people and did more than 10 damage and allowed Jax to have those one headshot, M4 headshots. And so... made it easier for Jax.
Yeah.
I mean, he still had to hit the shots, but it's made it that much easier.
That's one of those things on the CT side you probably should be credited with some kind of assist for Nexa, but I think all those nades did, around 20-ish damage, 25 damage, and it sets up Jax so well, but on the scoreboard or on the kill feed, Nexa's just like...
You'll never see it.
Yeah.
The unsung hero.
Yeah. Nexa's just like... Damn, I didn't do anything there, did I?
But my stats, bro.
Yeah, no, he will see the UD. He will see the DAR that comes out.
That should be more of a, I think, a stat line. Well, I don't know how we could fit it on HUD, right? Like nade, utility damage.
Yeah, you just
Someone
have to
should
get
put
those
that there. We need to
commands
put
up.
that stuff on HUDs, like flashbangs. Wow, this guy has 35 flashes. What is he doing?
I wish flash assists were highlighted a little bit more too. I think that stuff goes such a long way, and certain players are consistently at the top of that kind of scoreboard, so it's not just some random thing.
Yeah, flush is always up top.
I think the question is the accuracy of the flash assist, and it's because it seems it seems too
Yeah.
forgiving.
Yeah, it
And
is.
I think I actually think that's kind of good.
Yeah.
Only because I think it's something that encourages the casual player base to or incentivizes them to team play more with flashbangs, or to realize that their teammates add value and actually that they help them get certain kills. I think that's kind of a big deal in that casual setting.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if we could tweak that
But maybe,
for pro play.
but maybe people aren't thinking of it as the right way. If you have like server logs or a screenshot of all your matches, and you say, "Look at my support. I have average of 15 flashes per match." If you present it that way, maybe teams will look at it, a little better, other than the plus minus of your frag line.
I'm not as big of a fan of the stat line enemies flash, because then people just throw flashes over long A on Dust 2 every round.
Yeah.
But flash assists means that it actually did contribute to something, and I know you were saying about how it's maybe too forgiving, but at the same time, yeah, I think it encourages people to actually try to be cognizant with their how is this assisting.
At the very least, it definitely helps to paint a more clear picture, and I'm definitely with you.
I don't care if they're being over long and it's 30 FPs. At least someone is doing it, right? Half the time, people aren't even doing that.
If he's just if someone's just wasting them at the beginning of a round, which doesn't usually
Maybe
happen.
it's part of the game plan. You push them back to kind of make them use utility to retake long A. Come on, you got to think of it that way.
That's true. That's true. HLTV on their flash stats page does show the average amount of time you're flashed and the average amount of time you are flashing opponents in an event, but it doesn't actually have it on a match by match or map by map basis.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, it just has the total of flash assists for that game.
Yeah, it seems like then it should be possible to reconfigure that. But look at that little push from Kenny, and it's like you can't punish it. That's the strength of the AWP, is untradeable kills. And speaking of which, Kenny unable to hit that shot. Nice peak timing found there for Fnatic to try to work their way forwards, but this is not a setup you want to walk into. Crims is able to deal Jax, trying to bait out the next shots, and it looked pretty good there, but Kenny will stay alive. He'll hit the shot, but he probably won't be expecting this flank from Flusher. Flusher looking for any additional players, but he has such a good game sense, good intuition from Kenny. He had a great timing on that one.
Yeah, Kenny is such a master on this map. That was so impressive. When Jax fell and that flank started coming in, you definitely think that Kenny is not going to expect it, but he does. And I mean, like you said,
it's more than one time I thought he was going to die.
Yeah,
but he just
and that's the tough part about defaults against good operators. You saw right there firsthand. They're trying to just slow peak angles, to get info. And people like Kenny F can hit those elbows. If you're peeking too slow, he's going to hit those elbows and kill you. And so that's what makes it so tough. There's no way to actually counter it because he could be anywhere on the map, technically. So that's why it makes him such a dangerous player.
Yeah, you have to be just so thorough with utility.
Look, Kenny's that's up there now. How are you going to counter that?
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're throwing flashes on every new angle you're scaling over, he's going to find something some way.
It's a tedious task, but some people are able to pull that off, that game plan. It takes a good game plan because you have to know what utility you have to save for either taking over choke points or sites.
Yeah, it's it just telegraphs everything,
yeah,
too. Oh, wow. Golden, though, somehow finding 2 kills looking for more on that site, and that enables JW to find Jax, who is trying to rotate off of that position. G2 are in a precarious position now as they have rotated towards lower, even making their presence known. Fnatic should have heard that door, actually, so they may expect Nexa, but he has actually attained a very strong position towards Valley, and it's not actually going to produce anything other than some damage.
Can he is able to save this? They're really weak. This P250 could come out very useful indeed. And he goes for that
so
swing.
Aggressive.
And Flusher, it has to do with the deagle headshot of all things too. That's crazy. Fnatic holding on by the skin of their teeth. But we'll see if they are going to be able to do so for much longer. I really feel G2 are so good right now on this map. It feels like Fnatic are doing a good job here and there, but it just feels like an upward, like an uphill struggle, and eventually they're just going to go rolling down the hill.
Yeah, the rounds Fnatic are winning are far and few between. The quality of their wins actually can be impressive at times, but the wins for G2 oftentimes are just so clean on top of that there's still some quite good money on the side of G2, or at least to buy into this round here. They had a full util, full weaponry.
Well, sorry.
No, it's all you.
That's the first time I've seen someone line it up on the ceiling instead of on the floor. Because you know how people line up, their smokes and stuff on the floor? He looked up to the ceiling and lined it up. So
That was cool.
Oh.
And their up attack is not going to work out. 15-8 as G2 discard the Fnatic assaults. And again, it's. I do wonder, Fnatic have run out of ideas. As you said, like there's so many different looks for G2 on both sides too. Like they had a really well fleshed out first half on the T side. They were mixing up their pace constantly. They never really. I don't know if they even have any round that was exactly the same. It was all quite different. So
a lot of micro adjustments and defaults that make it look like you're doing something, but they're doing something else. It's very well thought out. They're well rehearsed.
Yeah, you can see the reason why they're able to win so many events lately and have so much success. And that's a nice cheeky play from Flusher. He finds a second too. And that might build into more here as Amanek goes walkabouts there into the T roof, all the way to the silo. And, he's going to do quite a lot of damage. He's unable to find the kill though. So Fnatic, they've made their way down secret, so they should be able to find a way to plant this bomb now. They do have a smoke as well. Have to deal with Hunter though.
Oh, Hunter takes down Brolin. That's the bomb right there. He actually throws a Molotov to cover it as well. Would have been great if he was able to find that second kill, but now he has to still deal with 2 players. And Fnatic, they have yet to retrieve that C4 device. And they will be trying their best to play off of each other. Little do they know that Hunter is actually rotated all the way around, and Hunter looks to be making the big brain play here as he makes his way around Mini. Maybe we'll go for the secret flank, or he's going to be just reading Fnatic perfectly, like a book. Hunter on top of the vent is able to take down one and the second in such a great clutch from him. That's a 1v3, and he read Fnatic perfectly there. That is, that's been oftentimes the story of this game. It seems like that's been the game plan for G2 to just outplay Fnatic and read them. And we will be heading to, any final thoughts for that game?
No, G2 better.
Yeah, G2 are tactically
really
better.
good.
Yeah, all right. We'll be heading to a quick break before the post game.
There we go.
And the pre-game for the next
we're the
one.
break again.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just talk about it until they take us off.
well, I mean, G2 look like the better team overall, and we'll see more of them in a bit.